Welcome, 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 welcome to the halftime analysis with me, the historian. You already know what it is, baby. It's the BirdCage. You either get right or you get left. If you're on YouTube, please, please, please go ahead and subscribe for us. If you're on Facebook, we'll go ahead and get this thing started for you guys. You click on the StreamYard link so we can see your comments, so we can really talk about what's going on. So let's talk about it, man. This has been atrocious all the way around. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Um, Desmond Ritter has been absolutely harassed today, and it's not always all on him. He's made some bad decisions and some bad throws. I'm not going to sit there and just ridicule him. But the people that I am going to ridicule and I'm getting ready to barbecue, saute, fry, and serve them up on the platter is this offensive line. This has been atrocious today. I want you guys to think about this. We've only had 5 first downs in this game. Just five. 5 first downs. You can't win a football game if you can't control the line of scrimmage. One way or another, Arthur Smith has got to get this figured out. I'm getting ready to get to him in a minute, but we're going to talk about this offensive line first. You are great at run blocking. We know you can run on anybody. We see this. Here's the issue that we're having. We're having an issue with pass protection. And until we can get this pass protection right, and this has been like this since Matt Ryan was here, since Arthur Smith took over. Let's be real. It hasn't just been last year. It's been since Arthur Smith has been here. For a guy that is a former offensive lineman, a guy that was raised in a Joe Theismann system, a Joe Gibbs system, who protected guys like Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, and etc. Let's be real. You can't win ball games if you can't control the line of scrimmage. We've only had 5 first downs in this first half. They have 9. We've only had the ball for 12 minutes and 45 seconds. Barely have had the offense on the field. Carolina's had the ball on the field for 17 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's look at it for what it is, ladies and gentlemen. We are not controlling the clock. We're making Bryce Young look like an NFL MVP. We have no pass rush whatsoever today. You know, all the exotic schemes and blitzes that we've run, we're not seeing that right now. I don't know what's going on with the pass rush, but no one's getting home. Too many runs are being broken, a lot of missed tackles. We've got to get better on the defensive line at being able to apply pressure and attack these quarterbacks. Hands down. This dude here, he's throwing a pick. I got to give it to Jesse Bates. He put us in position to score. We did our thing. We went down, and penalties have cost us in this game. McGarry has cost us. Let's just be real. A holding call, a false start call, illegal man down the field. That's 3 penalties that have cost us. We've only been in the red zone 1 time today. Should have been twice. We've been in there 1 time, and it's cost us. Defensively, the safeties and the corners, they're holding their own. We've gotten beat on a couple of passes. I get it. Richie Grant, he made a good play by knocking the pass down, but he also gave up the draws in that corner when he gave Hayden Hurst a free pass to the end zone. You know, you've got to play better in that man coverage, man, when you're coming out, or in that zone coverage in the end zone. And then, let's be real. We've seen Kyle Pitts touch the ball 1 time. 1 time today. Jonnu Smith hasn't touched the ball. You also have Drake London, who's had a drop and a penalty that's cost us. We've got to put ourselves into a situation to where we can feed it. I get that you're trying to get Bijan Robinson touches. Had a great touchdown. He's had some flashes. Tyler Algiers got to be the bell cow. If we're not going to be able to pass the ball, it's time to put the man who broke William Andrews' record in, and he's got to be the one to carry this offense. You put Algier in positions to make plays, but if you ever look at it, Algiers getting off on their offense. Smith is really trying to promote this first-round pick because his ego is just up here. Dave Ragone's calling piss-poor plays, but let's be real. You've got to look at this kid Robinson. He's a hell of a player. No questions asked. Hell of a player. But we're starting to see him get put on swing routes, wheel routes, where Carolina's defense is cheating up and they're starting to beat him down. That's one thing that you don't want to see this guy doing, is getting beat up early like this. That's not good. I get he's tough. I get he's bouncing up, but you got to understand those hits take a toll. You've got to start attacking them in ways that's going to make them keep it honest. Captain Caveman, Mac Hollis, he's showing out right now. Got to give him his credit. He's literally pretty much getting his hands on the ball today. Ritter's got to pick it up. You know that you don't have that much time. So guess what? You've got to get that ball out a little bit faster. If you're going to be running perimeter screens and you're going to be running play actions, you've got to use your legs to create plays. And hands down, you got Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone really sitting here calling these plays the way that they are. It's not good right now. Let's get to it. We've had 8 rushing attempts. We're averaging 9.3 yards a carry. That's no surprise. None at all. Now, let's look at it like this. We've been sacked 4 times today, giving up 24 yards, knocked out of field goal position as well. The offensive line up front has got to protect Ridder if we're going to try to get into the red zone and get things accomplished. When we're in the red zone again, or when we're getting close to it, start using Kyle Pitts. Start using Mac Hollis. Start using Drake London. Even if you got to call short intermediate routes where we run crossing routes, you have to start using the size advantage for these wide receivers. Pretty much, and these tight ends. We got all this money that we spent on these offensive weapons, but yet and still, we're not seeing the creativity. We're very, very vanilla with this play call. Tyler Algier up the middle. Tyler Algier with the trap play. You got Bijan Robinson. Pretty much sweep to the right, sweep to the left. Toss counter. When I say toss counter, he's tossing on the ball and he's running up the middle, making these cuts. You've got to put some respect in this defense, because Carolina doesn't respect this passing game at all. They don't respect what we're doing because we're not putting the ball on the money. We are not giving Ridder a chance to throw that football. This offensive line is literally getting these guys killed. We're not going to be able to see anything if we can't pass protect. We can't get this ball out. Let's just be real. These guys should have played more in the preseason, hands down. And all I can say is this. When they say Coach Smith doesn't trust Ridder, I see you, Armani, but I'm going to keep it real with you, dog. It ain't Ridder that you want to sit there and say that. Make sure you put that on an offensive line. You know about that because Bama experienced that last night with y'all quarterback, Jalen Milroe. He got harassed and really didn't play well. It's the same thing that's going on with the Falcons right now. So, hands down, we've got to get in a situation where we can have better pass protection. It has been a problem. Defensively, I got to get back to the defense. Secondary, I got to give them, so far they're performing, I got to give them a B+. I'm not going to say A- because we've given up some stuff that we shouldn't have given up, but they're making too many plays, too many tackles, a lot of pass breakups, which is good, but we're making too many plays with this secondary. The next thing I could say is this, bro. We've got to be in a situation to where all these veterans and these cagey veterans that we brought in, we've got to start having them in a position where they can pass rush, because they're getting whipped up front too. We're giving up too many chunk plays when it comes to them running. Chuba Hubbard's running all over us. Miles Sanders will keep him contained, but Chuba Hubbard is the one that's going to break one. He's already broken 2 or 3 good big runs to give them first downs and put them in positions to do some things. And this is what I don't get. We have Zach Harrison on our squad right now. Why are we not playing this young buck on the outside right now and letting him get his feet wet? I get the veterans are in here, but you got to have this rotation going. You've got to keep fresh legs in here, because eventually these old veterans that are on up front, from Bud Dupree to Calais Campbell and pretty much, Grady's going to be Grady. He's going to do what he does. These guys are going to get tired. You got to start rotating this line that you have in, that you brought in, that you spent money on the fridge. You got to bring them in. We've got to have fresh legs. We've got to start bringing Troy Anderson on blitzes. We've got to stop letting Bryce Young feel comfortable in that pocket. Bryce is picking us apart, point blank, period. We've got to get to a place to where our defense is not on the field as long. Our defense is going to be tired by the middle of the third quarter. They've been on the field too long, absolutely too long. Arthur Smith has to get better at managing the offensive play calling with Dave Ragone. Those two are the masterminds in doing this. They've got to get better at this. So until they can get better at calling these plays and putting guys in positions to make plays, our defense is going to be the sacrificial lamb. They're holding. I got to give it to them. They're holding as long as they can, but we've got to score. We've got to score. So third down efficiency, we've got to get better at. We've got to be able to get these guys off the field. Carolina went 3 out of 6 for third down. That's solid. But that number is going to increase in the second half. Atlanta's offense has to help out this defense by not getting too many 3 and outs. You've got to extend drives. You can't run the ball on 3rd and 8. I get that we can't pass, but you can't run the ball on 3rd and 8. They're going to stack the box. If they stack the box, you might want to start doing tunnel screens. Start using Kyle Pitts. Start using Drake London. Start using, other weapons that we have. You can't just use the running backs. I'm sorry. They're already press coveraging up heavy with these linebackers coming on the outside, taking away the perimeter. So the way that you got to beat them is you've got to put that ball in a situation where your receivers can have some mismatches. But that's enough. That's it for me. A little bit of ranting and raving today. And we will have the party line or the benediction post-game show after this. And what we're going to do today, we're going to invite fans to come on to the show today. So you already know the routine, the drill. Come on, express your cares, concerns. What are your expectations? And what are we going to do about the Falcons coming up for this pretty much for the rest of the season? Because, hey, this is game 1, but this is a division game, and it's very important. So you already know how we get down, man. You either get right or you get left. This is the BirdCage halftime report. We will see you at the end of the game. I will be posting the link for the show for everybody to come on with the magnificent BirdCage crew and the historian, myself, so we can discuss and break down this game. Much love. Let's go ahead and take this dub in the second half. Let's make some adjustments. Ghosts.